What's going on, people? Welcome back. OnlyFacts Sports Podcast. What episode is this?
28.
Are you sure?
I could be wrong. 28.
Let's go with 28. I can't bother to check.
If it's wrong, you lot would know already.
I'm logged into the wrong channel.
This is the most This is the most unprofessional podcast you've ever seen.
Oh, wait, it's here. Hang on. Yeah, it is episode 28.
Oh, see, you should have believed me first time.
Yeah, it's episode 28 to be fair. I'm not gonna lie. Boxing, as much as we love Usyk, he's holding up the division now.
Bro, you gotta introduce your house guest, bro.
I never introduced you.
I'm not a guest.
It's true.
I'm a flipping labourer.
He'd start paying rent. We've got me, your host, Nick. We've got Shane.
No,
as
you don't
always.
introduce me.
No, and I was getting there. Brother, you told me to do the introducing, now you're telling me how to introduce. What's wrong with you? Do you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Man, on the slave master tactics. Do you know what I'm saying? And we've got the main man Nathan in the building. Nathan, what are you saying?
I'm here, man. Respect to the man, them.
OnlyFacts Sports debut.
Facts, debut.
Come on.
Let's go.
What was it? Hashtag United and that.
Yeah. You might recognise Nathan. Do you know what I'm saying? Nathan's a popular guy in and around the internet spaces.
To be fair, we rarely have people on the show. We only have people on the show who we could actually think is going to be worthwhile having on the show.
Obviously, we had Ricky before, but Shane kicked him off. Shane said that was dead. Get rid of
I
him.
wanted a white man, but why for that? Oh my days.
Hey, brother.
Already. We need when we get like an editor, we need a Y counter.
Yeah, facts.
Because it's crazy. It is crazy. But yeah.
Who's Ricky anyway?
Ricky, one of our brethren.
He's our brethren. He's a cool guy. He'll be on the show again, but
I'm already battering. He'll be back on the show.
He'll be back on the show, but the thing is, with Ricky, yeah, he can only be on the show for certain topics. Like when it was Eminem, he was going in. He's going in. Why for that? But he was doing his thing for Eminem still.
Yeah.
It's mad as well, bro. But yeah, this week is kind of light. I'm not going to lie. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, Arsenal beat Atletico Madrid 4-0 last night. But football-wise, there's not a huge amount of topics.
And there's no good games coming up.
There's not great games coming up. Obviously, every game in the Premier League is a big game. But in terms of the podcast specifically, it's not really the kind of things we want to be talking about. And
we'll be live for the weekend for games.
It's true. We'll go through when we're going to be live. In my opinion, a lot of this is the fault of Oleksandr Usyk, who I love. But there's a lot of, not necessarily the fault of, partly the fault of him, but partly the fault of some of the governing bodies for how quick they strip and don't strip other fighters. I'm not saying they should strip fighters, but we've seen the IBF strip man of belts when they've been undisputed the day after.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? That means that all the belts are taken up, which means that a lot of the heavyweight fighters are waiting for what's going to happen this weekend.
What did you expect Usyk to do?
Not Usyk, but I thought that one or two of the belts might be freed up in this time.
For what?
For the same reasons that they've been freed up in the past.
No, but for me, I hear what you're saying for Parker, innit? Because obviously Parker. But at the end of
Parker,
No, I'm saying Parker's waiting, but at the end of the day, he's waiting because Usyk had to fight another person. He had to fight another champion.
And he's also partly waiting because he didn't get the fight with Dubois in the first place. If he had the fight with Dubois,
that's the Bois. That's the Bois' fault.
Yeah. That's just what I'm saying. So this weekend we have Parker versus Wardley live on the channel, live watch along. Do you know what I'm saying? So make sure you like the video, subscribe for that. How do we see this one going down? Because this is the final eliminator, and it's given me shades of Dillian Whyte against Povetkin. If you remember, Dillian Whyte was made to wait a long time for his world title shot when it was who had it at the time? Wilder had it at the time. Wilder weren't trying to fight him, and he was just fighting bare old men. And Dillian just kept taking risky, stay busy fights.
You know what?
And eventually lost to Povetkin.
I get what you're saying, and in all accounts, Parker should win. In every account, Parker should win. But it's just one of those ones, bro, where Wardley, if we're keeping it real, he's known for upsetting the apple cart, bro.
Yeah.
And if you want to actually be real, he's had almost a perfect prep for this fight.
I thought so. Because they asked him on TalkSport, I was just listening to it before you lot got here, they said, like, Justice Hooney versus the Justice Hooney fight, what did he think about it? Was it good prep? And he said, nah, like, they're quite different. And I thought, they're not that different. No. Joseph Parker's like a level or two above, but they're
no, but similar. The mindset, the mistakes you made from the Justice Hooney, you got away with it because of power. But you would have known I wasn't active enough in that fight. So sometimes, you almost have to overcommit to correct what you've done the previous fight. this is the perfect fighter to overcommit with.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're fighting Wilder or you're fighting a prime David Price.
Parker can crack, but not like that.
Yeah, where overcommitting is going to be at a big detriment. Nah, bro, this is the fight. All the mistakes you made, we're going to see how much you learned from this fight. And it's almost like perfect timing. Because if you can't beat Parker now, you will never beat him. Because the mistakes were there in your previous fight. You know what I'm saying?
And what was Parker now?
How old? The thing is, Parker's not that old, you know. It's the fact that he started fighting and he became world champion quite young.
Yeah.
Because I think even when he fought White, he was like 27 or so. I think he's like maybe 33, 32. For a heavyweight, that's quite young. Wait, how old is Parker? I think he might be similar age to Wardley, because Wardley's about
For a
30.
long time.
He has been. He's been around for a while.
But he started quite young. I think he's like
33.
33, exactly. And I think Wardley's about 32, 33
I think
as well.
so, yeah.
So, obviously, in terms of like miles on the clock,
Wardley's 30.
Wardley's 30. Fair enough, he's young. He's real young.
And he's turning 31 in December.
And
So,
what benefits Wardley is the fact that, yes, he's had tough fights, but he can come again if he loses.
Yeah.
If Wardley beats Parker, it's going to be a hard road coming back.
Yeah.
There
Parker's
is-
going to have to rebuild a lot. Yeah.
There isn't really a...
And Parker's never really had much story or narrative behind him when it comes to selling a fight. He's a very good fighter, but he's almost too nice. There was talk that like Usyk didn't want to fight him just because you don't really bring enough commercial value. When you do win, you'd often win by points sometimes, not really by devastating knockouts.
Rather than the Bacoli one.
Other than Bacoli, when that, if we're counting that. Do you know what I'm saying? With Fabio, if it wasn't for Usyk, because he just stands no chance of winning against Usyk, I would love to see Fabio be a world
as
title.
well.
Just for the
Me as
story. Do you
well.
know Fabio's story?
No, I don't know.
He worked in recruitment,
Yeah.
and he got into white collar fighting. White collar fighters are where you fight like businessmen or firemen or whatever, non-professional fighters. And he just had some white collar fights as like
And
a bit
then
of a hobby.
he came in as Dylan White's sparring
And then he
partner.
came in as Dylan White's sparring partner. Then he had like 4 or 5 amateur fights, and then turned pro because he was just big and strong in the unit.
And then literally started off by being on Dylan White's undercard. Dylan White done great I think Dylan White should actually focus more on being a manager than actually a fighter. But he literally just positioned himself, and he just went into the David Adderley fight as an opponent, the Fraser Clark fight as an opponent, the Justice Hooney fight wasn't.
He was
really
starting
an
to build his
opponent.
name.
He was starting to build his name, but he just started to beat people.
He was
weren't
put in there in fights to lose,
and he just
he
started
kept
winning and winning by knockout,
Yeah.
like just knocking guys out.
Yeah.
And obviously, I was there when he knocked out Fraser Clark, and he put a massive hole in his head.
Yeah.
And from that point, he's almost been like a dark horse. And at the same time, Joseph Parker's been rebuilding his fight as well. If you want to be honest, outside of Usyk, these two are the most informed fighters in boxing right now,
Cabello?
in the heavyweight division, or maybe Cabello as well.
Yeah.
But even if you think about it, a lot of Cabello's fights he was supposed to win.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would say when Parker fought Wilder was supposed to win. Maybe when Parker fought Zhang, maybe they were saying Parker should have won, but definitely when he was supposed to fight Dubois, he was brought in as an opponent.
100%.
Obviously, Bacoli then came in.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like there's a blueprint to beat Parker.
Well,
There's not really a blueprint to beat.
Not just is there a
Fabio.
blueprint, but who has the blueprint? Dillian
Dylan
White.
White.
And Dillian White is his manager, and is going to be in his corner. So there's a lot of information to be pulled from, and I just think that Fabio Wardley, he's from Ipswich, he's a light-skinned brother. I think he'd be a great ambassador for British heavyweight boxing. I listened to him talk.
That's my.
Yeah.
You know what's so mad?
Yeah, go on.
I'm looking at his face and I'm like, I've seen my man somewhere. So when I went and interviewed Sam Morsey, end of last season, he was there promoting his fight. And
In Ipswich?
In Ipswich.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. That was the Hooney fight. Yeah.
Sam was doing a little walkout, and I was like, I remember that face there.
Yeah. That's who he is. He's a great talker. Obviously, he did recruitment. You have to be a good people person. You have to communicate in recruitment. Obviously, that for those of you that don't know, that's what I do for a living. So I just think he'd be a great ambassador. I like listening to him talk. He's very humble.
He's one of the rare light-skinned people that Nick actually rates.
Yeah, but bro, facts.
You
Nah,
don't
facts.
rate much light skin, man.
No, bro, I've got a list. I've actually got a whole list of man that are light skinned that don't have the testicular fortitude for top level sport. But that's a whole other conversation.
Do you know what though? Even touching on that question that you said about Parker and the media kind of side of thing. Remember, I'm not really a boxing man like that. Yeah. But when you're talking about the media aspect, like I always hear his name every now and so often, but it's never reached like a certain height.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's other fighters where it's like, yeah, I might not watch too much.
He's not excited.
But media-wise, they'll be out there. Whereas him, I don't really ever get that
See
feeling.
Parker, yeah. If you had a daughter and there's a button, she had to marry someone in the heavyweight division. Parker's like the man she should marry, but he's boring. Do you know, she's not the man. He's not the man that's going to take her to. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is the man that the dad wants her to marry.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
ain't the man that she.
But she's not letting off the pom pom. She's letting off the pom pom to Dillian White, another man. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like,
Literally.
he's too nice.
He's
Like,
literally just a. But you know
he's
what?
too nice, bro.
And the
When
maddest thing is,
Usyk beat the bar, he went in the ring and he was like, "Oh, what you saying, bro? Like, congratulations on the win. You know what? Can I be next?" Type of thing. It's like, bro, what do you mean? Can I be next? Bro, fess him up, man. Do you know what I'm saying? If you really want that fight,
he's the type of man. Yeah,
he's from New Zealand, isn't it? Them man are
He's
cool.
the type of man, yeah, that instead of doing call-out videos, he'll do songs. Like he will remake a song.
He did I want you back for good. I want you back. He did that as a call out for.
That, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It was
like,
sick. It was funny.
But it's just not the
it's
right
sharp.
sport, fam.
Forever the bridesmaid, never the bride, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because as a technical boxer,
He's really
he was
good.
world champion. I was going to say before Dillian White. Dillian White was never world champion, but he was world champion before Dillian was fighting at world level. Dillian kind of came in, beat him,
And just
got to fringe world level, completely lost that title fight when he got the chance. Dillian's completely died and washed, and Joseph Parker's still there.
stayed
But
there.
I still think that Dillian could potentially maybe not now after his last performance, but for a long time, Dillian could still outsole
But
Parker,
you
even
know
though
what
Parker's
it was?
better.
You think he's washed now? Do you think he's...
Like
He's
laundry.
beyond washed. He's
like
beyond washed.
laundry, bro.
He's
like
beyond washed.
laundry, bro. He's washed like
He's
laundry.
beyond washed, bro. He's been hung out. He's been hung out to dry, bro.
Literally, bro. He's in a basket going back in the cupboard, bro.
You know them t-shirts you keep washing, but there's still yellow stains in the armpit. That's
Literally.
Dillian. He's beyond
Trust
washed,
me,
bro.
bro.
Just fling that out.
Literally, give
Socks
up,
with a
bro.
hole in and that.
He's one of the boxers that have upset me. He has.
All of it. We're all Jamaican.
Bro.
We all wanted Dillian to.
Devastating.
Yeah.
He upset me.
But he's gonna be there this week, though.
Yeah, he will
He's gonna be there this week because Fabio's his brother, in it. But like, I just think Joseph Parker's just in the wrong sport, fam. Them type of man,
What sport do you think he should be in?
them man that should be like doing like fencing or something like that.
Nah, man. He's in the right sport. He's an ex-world champion. He wants to be two-time world champion. He's a very, very, very good boxer.
You think he
But
wins this week?
He should do. Someone said on the football stream yesterday they think he can win. Let's get into predictions of how they think it's going to go. I think Parker on points.
I think that's the safest bet.
Because
I think that's the safest
people saying
bet.
to me, "Oh, you know, we don't know about Fabio's gas tank and."
No, we do. He carries power late, bro.
But the thing is, like, I'm like, if you're Parker and you're winning 7-8-0 on rounds, why would you step on the gas for the last 4 rounds? That would be very stupid. And his team, we know his team. They're not going to tell him step on the gas.
No, of
They're
course
very
not.
comfortable.
Well, Andy Lee
and that are very comfortable winning on points. This is probably part of the reason why Joseph Parker is the way he is, because he doesn't have that highlight knockout.
I mean, his other boxing coach, the one who came up through the amateurs and through the pro and who he fought Dillian White with, he literally condemned Joseph Parker's heart. He's like, bro, this guy's never even had a street fight in real life. Like, he's fighting Dillian White, who's been shot and stabbed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm gonna rude boy you out of this fight.
Yeah.
I'm literally just, and the weigh-in's gonna show me so much. Because I remember in the weigh-in with Dillian White and Joseph Parker, yeah, where Dillian White literally stepped to him. And he stepped, and Joseph Parker kept taking steps back because Dillian White was taking up his personal space. And it was like, go and watch that, go and watch that face-off of Dillian White and Joseph Parker. And I was like, oh, that's a sign for who's going to win that fight. Because
Joe Parker's always going to win boxing matches, but he's not going to win fights. That's the difference.
If Wardley can make that a fight-
Wardley's not coming for a boxing match.
Literally.
He's coming for a fight.
bro, this is where they say styles make fights. Wardley is a fighter. Yeah. He is a fighter.
So between the two of them, what one attribute you think either of them hold that could potentially win them the fight?
Footwork for Parker. His
Yeah.
footwork is really good.
And he can fight going backwards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's one of the few guys in the division that can fight going backwards. This guy's just got unreal power. And if he clocks you, it's a long day.
It's over.
It's a long day.
And we've seen Parker drop. You've seen Parker knocked out before.
Yeah.
And I don't think obviously Joseph Parker got knocked out by Joe Joyce. I don't think Wardley can replicate that style.
No.
But he does have certain attributes that he can exploit. One, Wardley does have a good chin. But two, Wardley likes to walk people onto punches. Joe Joyce was slow. Wardley's quite faster, but he's a faster fighter who relies more on just ferocious pressure, not just on like great timing. But Joe Joyce had ferocious pressure. So if he does that, that's his way of winning. I don't think though because of the knockout that he's had to Joe Joyce, because of the beating that he got against Dylan White, I don't think that's the same Joseph Parker anymore. And it loses to the point of where you said they will just be happy to win on points, specifically when you're so close to the world title fight. I think he's gonna be like, you know what, bro, just go for the win.
He may be down late. It may be one of them ones, like I say, if it gets into round 10, Wardley's probably not won a round. Maybe he's won one round.
One round.
He will throw, caution to the wind and throw the kitchen sink at Joe Parker. Joe Parker
He's got nothing to worry about coming back.
Joe Parker may need to get off the canvas and just survive for the last. I don't actually think the fight's going to be massively entertaining
I don't think so as well.
Until the last fight.
The only way, if the fight is entertaining, Wardley's winning.
Yeah.
If the fight's entertaining, Wardley's winning.
Yeah. I think so. But I think Joe Parker on points, and I think the last 3 rounds are going to be very entertaining.
What might be interesting though, Wardley's quite easy to hit. So sometimes you might feel like, I can hit you. You might overcompensate on a shot. A lot of people try to do that. I know Clark tried to trade with him in the first fight. And that's what made him get
You
dropped.
get fake confidence, innit? You landed on the guy clean, and you're a big guy. You know you can hit him. You know you can hurt him. Hitting him and hurting him are not the same thing. Once you keep hitting the target, in your mind, you think, cool, I can hurt this guy. But you completely forget how much he can hurt you.
Facts.
And you can put yourself into... That's AJ syndrome.
Yeah.
Every time AJ loses, it's because he's hurt the guy. AJ's better just jabbing for 12 rounds and don't hurt the guy. So as soon as AJ hurts someone... he loses because he just gets he goes over the top to go for the knockout and then he loses. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going Parker on points cautiously.
I think the safe money is Parker on points, but I want Wardley to win.
I would like to see Wardley win. I like them both. I want to see Wardley win, but that doesn't mean I want to see Joseph Parker lose. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's not like a dislike. No, but I'm just saying it's not a dislike of Joseph Parker. See, like if AJ was fighting Wilder, I would want Wilder to lose. Do you know what I'm saying? And I would want AJ to win firmly. I wouldn't necessarily. I do like Joseph Parker. I don't want it to be interpreted that way. What do you reckon?
Going on what you both said, I think a draw.
It ain't no draw. It definitely ain't no draw.
Our guy with Wardley, I met Wardley.
I was going to say, you met him, innit? So that's what I did. Last time I said that, I met and interviewed Fraser Clark and said, on that basis, I'm picking Fraser Clark. And
he got left with a dent in his head.
Got left with his dent in his head, bro. They got mash up. So, yeah, boy, we'll see.
Wardley's going to win this. Wardley for the win.
And if he does win, he gets a fight against Usyk. And Wardley fighting against Usyk is just insane. Or potentially, with the way that Usyk's conducted himself.
I can't lie, though.
That fight actually might not happen.
No, it will.
We'll see.
It will. Usyk said he wants the winner of Parker and Wardley. He said that. Once Usyk says it, it's happening.
We'll see.
Usyk.
I understand.
Usyk don't duck fights, bro.
We're going to talk about AJ next, then talk about Usyk. But since we're talking about Usyk, let's talk about him. He's got 4 fights left.
Well, that's what he said.
He said 4 fights left. And I get what you're saying because Usyk is a man who's always conducted himself with integrity. So the thought process is he must therefore be conducting himself with integrity this time. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Why not? What have you seen that would make you question that?
I respect Usyk as well. I do, but I think that the money that he could make, it's not unrealistic to see, because Tyson Fury keeps dropping little hints that he's coming back. Mm-hmm. And I think it's not unrealistic that Parker wins this fight. That Wardley wins this fight by knockout. It should be Wardley versus Usyk. Usyk looks at the money he's going to make against Wardley. Then Tyson Fury comes out of nowhere to upset the apple cart, gazumps, as Laurie would say, and tries to jump straight in with
it might happen
with Usyk.
Then
Usyk is sitting there looking at, I'm making up numbers out the top of my ass, but he's sitting looking at 10 million to fight for Wardley or 40 million to fight Fury. And you go, look, I've got a lot of integrity, but what are you going to do?
It might happen because Wardley wouldn't be against it.
And Wardley would take step aside money.
No, not even just that. He will get the title straight away. This is for the interim world title.
Yeah.
So if Usyk doesn't fight him, he's automatically upgraded to the full world champion.
Yeah.
So in essence, if Usyk...
Then he can still fight the winner of that fight for the money.
Indeed, but he would be a world champion.
As a world champion and get a bigger
split. You know what
split.
I'm saying? And get a bigger split, get a bigger pay. So I can see that happening.
Because Usyk said after fighting Dubois, he didn't fight Joseph Parker because we know Joseph Parker did not bring enough money.
No, but I don't think that's why. I think he wanted to be undisputed again. Because Dubois took his strap. I would say this...
No, after he beat Dubois...
After he beat Dubois,
and he was undisputed for the second time, Joseph Parker said, "What about me next?" And he looked him up and down and went, "I don't know. You don't really bring that money, my bro." And Wardley brings less money than Parker.
The thing is, this is the interesting thing. When he was saying that, he was alluding to retirement. He was alluding to...
True, it was straight after the fight.
He was saying he was going to... It sounded like he was going to be retired. Here's a question that I have to you two. Do you think he's seen what Crawford's done, and Crawford is now, pound for pound, definitely number one? You think he's going, you know what? Crawford said he's fighting on. Crawford's doing more. I can't leave like this. I have to do more. Do you think that's why? Because he was more leaning towards retirement. Now he's saying, I want 4 fights.
I think
that's a bit Tyson Fury-ish.
I don't know. I think that he's looking at the heavyweight division and thinking, I can beat a lot of these men. The two biggest names, he's beat them already. Mm-hmm. Once you've beat AJ twice and Fury twice, you should not be scared. But
what's the incentive? What is his incentive? Like,
probably to break records, but I don't think he thinks he's going to do better. He's already not done better than Crawford, because Crawford's the pound for pound number one for the weight that he jumped up. But Crawford's undisputed at 168 once. He's already 2-time undisputed at heavyweight. No,
but he was undisputed at 47 and 30 and 40.
I understand. But he can't jump up any more weight classes. So
but he's going down to 60 to become undisputed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because Crawford's keep going, I feel like sometimes, you know what it's like? Nathan,
and Usyk said Crawford's his favourite fighter. Crawford, he said his pound for pound number one is Crawford.
Like, let me tell you something. Like, Nathan, let's say, me and you are, like, we're chatting, we're in a party, and we're just drawing gal after gal after gal. Once you start, we're ahead of everybody else when it comes to drawing numbers. Once you start leaving me, I'm like, nah. I need to start picking up my game. I start drawing dead things. Just to get my numbers up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be like, he's looking at it like, bruv, I'm just going to start drawing dead things just to get my numbers up. I don't know.
I think what you're saying is valid, but I do think it also depends on the kind of people that are in the division. Do you mean there's not the money in the division anymore? He's killed it. Do you mean the lap that he did to become undisputed the first time, and then the lap he did to become undisputed the second time, that he's not going to make anywhere close to that re-lapping the third time.
No, of course not.
So he's going to be doing all the work. Arguably, the fights will get.
Yeah, I hear what you mean, because Crawford's money's gone up.
Crawford's money's going up.
Errol Spence to Canelo. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gone up. Your Canelo money's gone. You ain't getting that money again. So you might be right.
So you're saying Usyk said he's got 4 more fights left.
Yeah.
Would that not kind of incentivize something big to take place?
That's what I'm saying. I think Fury coming out of retirement.
Because I think when you're coming towards the end of your career and you're still a well-known fighter.
But when you've already beat Fury, you still think that would be incentivized when you've already beat Fury?
But because it's money.
Yeah,
it's money. Bro, okay, the incentive from a boxing perspective is to fight Fabio Wardley, and let's say, you could be undisputed again the third time. And to do that, you're going to have to fight Wardley, Caballero, Joseph Parker. Yeah? You're going to make the same amount of money doing that, fighting Fury one time, and you've already beaten him twice.
Remember, I'm not a boxing mug like that, yeah? Saying some of them names, I'm like, nah, cool, yeah, Usyk gonna fight so and so.
Yeah.
Tell me Usyk's gonna fight. Yo, man, what are you saying?
The average fan's gonna watch it.
To you, man, remember, you man love boxing, so you're gonna look at everything about. To me, I'm like.
Remember, Fury's going around all the media and telling everyone like Nathan and anyone that will listen, I won one of those fights. Fury's narrative is, I was wrong. I won one of those fights. Those fights are very close, very competitive.
I can't tell you which one I won.
I can't tell you which one I won, which is ridiculous, but I won one of them. That don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But
remember that the brand that Fury's built himself anyway, naturally.
100%.
So I think, me personally, this is what Usyk does. This is my prediction. He fights Wardley.
For the winner of Wardley Parker. You predicted Parker to win.
Wardley or Parker. AJ and Fury fight, and he fights the winner of AJ and Fury. That's what I think.
You think that Fury will fight AJ for no belts?
Bro, do you know how much money that's going to generate, bro?
That fight is going to just make money.
That's going to make so much money. Well, how are they going to fight for belts? How are they going to fight for belts?
If they were forced only vacant belts. I told you 2 years ago AJ would never be world champion again.
Right now, in a way, Tyson Fury is begging and praying Fabio Wardley wins.
For sure.
Because he's going to be like, my comeback fight's going to be Wardley.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Then that's a dead easy, not dead easy, but that's a lot easier. And he's really close friends with Joseph Parker.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. He's not fighting Joseph Parker.
They're brethren. They're proper brethren. He's not fighting Parker.
That's why if he beats Wardley, he can do it like, I'm getting revenge for my team.
He's one of them friends that's hoping you lose. You know them friends there? You're my friend, I'm hoping you lose. 100%. Tyson Fury can comprehensively outbox Wardley's got no experience.
Comfortably.
Very,
And Wardley
very,
will take that fight because it's big money.
Although Ngannou did drop Fury, and in my opinion, Ngannou won on the cards. But Wardley will feel like he can win the fight.
Yeah. And it's big money, bro. It's big money. Do you know what I'm saying? So.
This is the thing in England.
And then
You got to remember, we're in
fighting
England.
for 3 times what on this.
We are in England. Yeah, a white man can lose a heavyweight title fight and make more money than a black man winning it. We're in England.
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury is the biggest white British English heavyweight there is.
He's the biggest British fighter, period.
No, but I'm saying AJ at his peak makes more money than Fury.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that Fury will always have the backing of the English, no matter what. Do you know what I'm saying?
Boy,
And Joseph Parker's
after
from
the
New
comments that he's
Zealand.
made about the rainbow, man, I don't know about that, you know.
Of course he will.
I don't know
You
about
think white English boxing fans care about LGBT people? They don't care about that.
it. Probably
Two
not.
different audiences. They don't
Yeah,
care about that.
probably
Do you know
not.
what I'm saying? What are we talking about? So, and then that then obviously leaves AJ and AJ right now Wardley beats AJ. AJ is
Yeah, he's looking like food.
AJ. I said,
Are you still interested in AJ?
Nah, he upsets me, man. Like every time I felt like he was potentially gonna take it to a next step, he never gives me that.
You're never confident, AJ.
Yeah, he never just gives me that. Yo, I'm gonna murder someone today in a fight. He's never given me that kind of feel.
Yeah, I
And I
always
just feel
thought.
like the brand of how they've built him up has always been more powerful than the boxer himself.
Yeah, that's facts.
I always thought that AJ's had like identity crisis since he's been a heavyweight, bro.
That's good, isn't it?
I agree because there's been loads of little circumstances where I'm feeling like, yo, this is even a real person. Is this? Have
Facts. Like when
have they cloned him?
Remember, my man said he knew people that nearly went to prison.
Yeah, when he's like,
What?
the Chief Keefs and that little interview,
And
and
then
when he's in the ring.
Are we giving some credit to Deontay Wilder for his incredible foresight when he said that like the white man was pimping AJ and stuff?
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
at the time it was ridiculous because Wilder's also managed by a white guy. But I'm taking the piss because Wilder's an idiot. But is there a chance that he was kind of alluding to the fact that they're building you up in a way that you're not even comfortable being built up? This is not even the real
But
you.
I just thought, this is the thing. Wilder isn't, no offense to Wilder, and I actually respect him as a man. But I don't think Wilder's intelligent enough. I feel like
I was only joking.
if you look at a lot of them,
You want to say black American?
them black American boxing fans,
He was trying to find a more politically correct way to say it.
they were saying that about AJ first.
Yeah.
I just think Wilder just picked up on it and started saying it because anybody who knew anything about a human being, when AJ was doing things, I'm like, bro, obviously he claimed to be from North London. He ain't from North London, but me and you are from North London. Man, them from North London don't behave like that, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Man, them from London don't even behave like that, bro.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of weirdos around.
Bro, I don't know.
Not everyone from North is swaggy like that. Like not everyone.
Yeah, but bro, my man is weird, bro. Like he's got all that money. He's got all that, bro. Nah, he's weird, bro. He's weird.
He's definitely weird. And he's definitely
I
sensitive.
think he's borderline on the spectrum as well.
You talking about AJ?
Yeah.
He's 100% on the spectrum. He's not borderline. There's nothing
I
borderline
don't think
about
he's
this guy.
like the bar spectrum, like the bar.
No, the bar's on a different spectrum. The bar's something else. The bar broke the scale. But AJ's on 100%. Listen, I told you when we were doing DR Sports with Laurie, and Laurie used to say that I was over egging this point.
Yeah,
but I
and
said
you know what
years
it was?
ago.
Laurie used to say that you and him, he must have two teeth, your gal or something. I don't know
Yeah,
what-
but I don't. At least I got a gal. But do you know what I'm saying?
my days.
But I'm saying, like, I've said for a long time that AJ has mental deficiencies. Do you know what I'm
Facts.
saying? This is the thing. For those of you that don't watch the podcast that often, Shane will tell you Shane's better than I am at analyzing the technical side of boxing. I think I'm the best at analysing the mental side of boxing.
Maybe,
do you know what I'm saying?
maybe just the mental side of people.
and the mental
period.
side of people.
What
do you know
was
what I'm
the
saying?
fight when he came in and he was like zoned out of his head?
The Ruiz fight.
A lot of them.
A lot of
The
them.
the Ruiz
The
one was the
Ruiz
first
and
one.
the Dubois fight, but the Ruiz one was.
My sister was the first person to highlight it to me when the shot was on him. My sister WhatsApped me saying AJ doesn't look right. She was the first person to WhatsApp me saying AJ don't look right, and my sister boxed as well.
So for me, all these things, when something doesn't make sense, somehow it seems to kind of make sense to me because it's like you got them moments there, then you've got him sitting down. Who did he lose to when he started taking the microphone and stuff?
Usyk, and he
Usyk.
dashed the belts out the ring.
And then when he's sitting down and doing a little media interview, I roll with the Chief Keefs, the Larry Hoovers, the
I'm so sad.
You're from Watford.
I remember that.
You're from Watford.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Bro.
Your name's Femi.
Bro, you're repeating Rick Ross like. That's what you just sound like. You're just repeating Rick Ross.
Bro,
song. Yeah.
But you see
And these
Usyk,
are
yeah?
all different characters.
But you see Usyk, yeah? Something about the way that Usyk breaks a man's spirit, yeah?
Yeah, trust
Because
me.
when he broke up Tyson Fury's the same.
Tyson Fury said Merry Christmas.
Tyson Fury said Happy New Year
Happy New Year.
in May.
It's in May.
When he got broke up, like, these man,
but
Tyson Fury said, I won one of the fights.
Bro, there's
but
breaking
Usyk-
spirit, yeah, and there's acting an idiot.
Bro, no, my man on a big and serious level DM'd Eddie Chambers and said, "Oh, you're destroying the black race." I'm not
Who done that?
AJ.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's
My
a
man
bad
took
thing, bro.
on a Black Lives Matter march, took the paper and read out support black businesses. I'm like, bro, where's this coming from, bro?
You see AJ, yeah, he's a social media guy, innit?
Bro,
To be honest, I don't think. You see how they can clone chickens? I feel like AJ's a clone sometimes.
Yeah.
No, because big and serious.
Yeah.
It doesn't. You can't split personality like that.
Yeah, AJ on Monday, it's not AJ on Tuesday.
Yeah, fact. But I think I said it last week. I said I think AJ is more bipolar than Fury. I think Fury is probably one of the most predictable people I've
100%,
ever met.
100%.
He's so
he's
predictable.
bipolar.
Bro, he's so calculated.
Different versions of AJ.
He's tripolar then. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? But he needs to try and get back in the ring. That's what he's trying to, because they're now talking. I said to Shane 2 years ago, maybe more, this guy's got mental fragility. And I do not see
winning the world title.
I do not see Parker, Fury,
Usyk.
AJ, even White, any of these guys fighting on an undercard. AJ has said, for those of you that don't know, he wants his next fight to be on an undercard.
In Africa.
Which means it's not on the undercard of a top
fighter.
name. It's not on a Jai Opataya undercard.
No, not even that. It's not even like you're bro. For me, it's AJ. You're supposed to be on an undercard. The only person who you should be on an undercard is either
Usyk or
Canelo, Crawford,
Yeah.
Fury. Them levels there.
Yeah.
All right, so cool. Why do you think he's saying that?
Because he's got mental deficiencies. Every
Alright,
time he loses,
skip the mental deficiencies.
I can't.
Yeah, because them man they're rolling with Eddie Hearn and them man are always trying to do their little ones and twos, innit?
Mm-hmm.
So forget the mental part one side. What do you think the bigger picture is? What he's potentially trying to do?
You know what I think?
Do you think
is?
it's a branding thing?
No.
he's trying to link up into
You know. I genuinely think it is. I genuinely feel like he's afraid.
it's a mental thing.
He does not want the expectation anymore.
No.
And when you're main event, you're headlining, there's a certain level of pressure that comes with. Because
But then even when you go to fight, there's still going to be that expectation. It might not be as high as what
That
when you're the main person.
height is what bugs him out.
That's
That
what-
height is what
that-
bugs him out. When he sees the AJ in all the fire and the fireworks and that bugs him out.
Yeah.
He's not on that.
I think
he's
that-
not on
But
that.
they still got they will still
If he
have
fought,
that.
if he fought Fabio Wardley at York Hall or at the Copper Box, he beat him. If he fought Fabio Wardley at Wembley with 80,000 fans, screaming AJ,
No, but I
AJ,
think this
he
is
lose.
potentially his way of trying to say like, this is me kind of giving back to Africa.
That's cap.
I don't think it's that.
That's cap.
Why
Why am I giving back to Africa when you're washed? When you were world champion, you didn't want to give back to Africa.
Well, listen, but you know the game is the game.
No, but,
remember,
bro-
this guy, regardless of whatever, AJ has a brand which you cannot deny.
Cool.
Yes.
He has a brand.
Yeah.
So him going on an undercard, regardless, whether he's top man or whatnot, he's going to bring his brand.
But here's the
and if
thing.
he's going to Africa and doing this, there's
but-
the mental thing. There's something behind it.
But do you know why? I feel like he's going to Africa. Because when he went to America, 10,000 people travelled. He don't want to fight in the UK. But when you're skin out on your head top in Wembley, you don't want to fight in front of them same
100%.
man. You don't want to fight in front of them same man. I want to fight in front of people.
It's both. It's both. It's the branding
I think
thing.
it's the whole branding thing. 'Cause
No, it's both.
He's coming to the end of that side there, yeah? He's been America or wherever. He's been England. He's gone all these places.
Saudi.
And branders is done whatnot. Africa's a big market again, which a lot of people kind of ignore.
Yeah.
Of course, that's a fact.
I personally feel like because Eddie Hearn.
Then why not headlining? Why not headlining Africa? Why
Exactly.
go on an undercard in Africa?
100%, and that's a good question. And like I said, my thought process is there's a little something in there where it's like, yo, me being the undercard is gonna give one of the African fighters them if it is.
That's if they, but it's not gonna be. It's not
But
gonna.
I don't know.
There's
I'm
no
just saying,
top
innit?
tier
no
African fighters.
there's
There's
no-
no
there's no-
top tier African fighters. There's not.
I don't.
There's not.
I don't
Who's
know
going to be the
whether
main event? Freezy McBones. Who's going to be the main event?
Yeah, you do.
Who's gonna be the benefit?
Bro, I genuinely.
I don't know. Yeah,
Bro, you're giving credit. You're giving
what you're
way too much credit.
what you're saying makes sense. Yeah, he doesn't want the brand to die, and he doesn't like, and he's building his brand.
Trying to tap into a new market.
All of that stuff makes sense, but that all stems from what we're saying is that he's nervous. He's nervous. If he goes and fights Wardley in London and gets knocked out again, the brand is dead.
Oh,
do you know what I'm saying? So in order to sustain the brand,
on the floor
exactly.
Yeah.
In order to sustain the brand, you need to win. So that tells me if I'm Tyson Fury, if I'm Usyk, if I'm Parker, if I'm any of these guys, he beat Joseph Parker years ago, 2017, 2018, something like that. If I'm Joseph Parker and I see you going to fight on an undercard in Africa, I know that you're nervous. I know that you're mentally not there. You're mentally not there.
I think there's one thing. That's
like Jokere. If you see Jokere is going to play, saying, "Can I not play on the weekend and play for under 21s?" You're like, bro, he's suffering from confidence. That's a confidence issue.
I hear you.
But here's
looking at AJ's career. Most of the time, it's just been like hand-picked moments.
Once
Ronaldo goes to play in Saudi, we know he can't play.
No, but one second. I genuinely feel like we're missing a big thing as well. Also, AJ's not the same selling fighter anymore. So fighting in Africa and not headlining. Also, if you
just told me that AJ Fury was the biggest fight,
bro. Let me tell you what I'm saying. When you do 90,000, 80,000, if you then go and fight in 02, 20,000, it don't look good. Say you fought in Africa and fight in a small show, it gives you an excuse.
I open a new market.
It gives you an excuse. So maybe it's that. Maybe he doesn't, because I don't think AJ is confident enough to say I'm going to do 40,000 in the UK.
Like
right now, I don't think
it's like drawing gal in Wood Green and drawing gal in Miami is not the same thing.
Yeah, definitely not.
Do you know what I'm saying?
His thing's a branding.
Yeah.
From his whole boxing career, it's been a branding.
Yeah.
Like,
he was good. He was a good boxer.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not been good, but he's never been that man you really be like, yo, he's going to really take over and dominate.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's all been a very strategical
brand.
Build-up branding.
That's the same for everyone, though.
Not as much as AJ. I've never seen that from any fighter.
Eddie Hearn is one of the greatest promoters of all time for what he's built AJ into. AJ's probably made the most money for the most limited talent we've ever seen.
Yeah. Ever.
So that's why I'm saying, so then this move here, so just like when you said Usyk said, I've got 4 more fights left. Yeah, he's being strategical with whatever he's trying to draw out. AJ again coming towards the end. Him now going Africa. It's strategy. You got Eddie Hearn behind you. So like I said, we don't know the end of it, but
I think the end game is for him to bow out of the sport in as respectful a way as possible. So I think he goes over there, he starts to bring up some young talent or something like that. He's going to turn around and go, do you know what I've realised, guys? I love working with young talent. I love bringing new fighters through. In fact, I'm setting up an AJ Academy. I'm setting up this. I'm setting up. Do you know what I mean? And then he's not going to bow out on a I got Brock up and I'm not good anymore. He's going to bow out.
It's another angle.
You know what I'm saying?
Politics. It could be.
Politics, isn't it?
His thing's brand. That's all it ever is.
Now, from the UK, and it's a good time for British boxing, I guess, because everything we've spoken about so far.
What's the topic next? I can't go on.
Why not let me announce the topic?
Go on.
And then
I'm so
from British boxing. Everything we're talking about is British boxing. Even like foreign boxers, Usyk, Parker, whatever, coming to Britain to fight in boxing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Go on. Continue. I can't.
Over to American boxing, where Shane wanted to talk about Dana White.
Oh yeah.
Trying to.
Oh yeah, this is actually something you might not know about.
Yeah, explain to the.
So for those who don't know, and this is something that I'm actually glad you're here, because a lot of our fans who are watching this might be in the same position as you. So basically, I'll give you a quick rundown. In the 60s and 70s, 60s and 50s, the boxing was run by the mob. I don't know if you knew that, like the mafia mob.
Still kind of is. But then what ended up happening was Don King came with some slavery contracts
where you could manage and promote. Basically, he would hire someone to manage you, but then he would be your promoter. So basically, there was bare conflicts of interest. Then this Muhammad Ali Act came out, and that is built to protect fighters revenue and how much money they could earn. And one of the main things that boxing has done is there's 100% transparency. So now a fighter not only knows how much money is being put on the card up front, so how much the television companies are putting up, how much the site fee is up front, but also they know how much the back end is. So they know how much pay-per-views you generate. So basically there's full transparency on revenue.
Yeah, I've got it here in one sentence. The Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act made it illegal for a promoter to act as a manager and required full financial transparency from promoters and sanctioning bodies. So you as a fighter,
I'm actually so happy that I got it in my head without reading my going continue.
Yeah, so you as a fighter know all the money that is being made.
And what it encouraged, and I think obviously Nick obviously knows, what it encouraged was fighters to now manage themselves. So you had the Oscar de la Hoya starting Golden Boy Promotions, Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather, like fighters then started to manage themselves and they started to pay themselves twice.
So when did that act come in?
1999?
In the 90s and late 90s.
Late 90s.
Okay. When that act came in, UFC doesn't have that model. UFC, fighters get paid a flat fee. You might get certain back end.
Do you know how much UFC fighters get paid?
No.
So there's like Daniel Cormier. There's a reel that I saw of him. He was an ex heavyweight champion, and basically Dana White is the boss. For any of you that don't know, he just does what he wants. Mm-hmm. So there's a fee that was like they've got something called like, I don't know, a 40 and 40. So you get 40 up front, 40 afterwards. Yeah. We got guys that are fighting lower than British level that are probably making 40 grand a fight.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's really low. And Daniel Cormier,
what's his name, just signed for, I think, was it 350 grand
Who's
for
that?
his first fight? Flipping Whitaker.
Yeah, and he's not fighting at European level.
Yeah, facts.
So, but then what DC said, and he was really gassed. Like, this story is not a negative story from his perspective. This is a positive story. He said he went and got, like, I don't know if it was 50, 50, 60, 60, whatever it was, but it wasn't a lot. It's under 100 grand. And then he lost the first fight to John Jones. This is a world title fight, by the way. And then he said Dana White called him the next day and was like, hey, man, you did such a great performance. I'm just going to wire you $1 million. So he felt in his heart like, wow, what an amazing favor you've done for me. Dana White can only do that because he controls all the money.
Facts.
So he can do what he wants. And he's still underpaid. He's making you think that you're getting overpaid. You've got overpaid.
Yeah, so now Dana White is now going into boxing. And he's been in boxing. He promoted Crawford versus Mayweather. But
it's not really been in boxing.
But he promoted that fight. Okay, Crawford versus Canelo, sorry. Mm-hmm. Crawford versus Canelo, he promoted that. He also promoted Conor McGregor versus Mayweather. So he played a role.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to challenge this notion that he promoted those fights.
He did promote those fights.
He was the promoter, but he didn't promote those fights.
Okay,
do you know what I'm saying? True. At no point have I, as a boxing fan, I watch every boxing media channel that's out there. Facts. I watch anything from the Boxing Voice to Seconds Out to shout out to all of you guys, IFL, all of them. I have not seen him stand there and promote the fight. He was on stage, and he only promoted Conor McGregor versus Mayweather because Conor McGregor was signed to a slave contract. He was signed to the UFC contract, so he had to ask Dana's permission. Conor McGregor's only made like a couple mil from UFC. He made Conor McGregor
mil in one fight.
Conor McGregor and Francis Ngannou's biggest paydays both came in boxing. And Ngannou had to leave Dana White to go and get that payday, and McGregor could only get it
with the assistance.
And McGregor could only get it because Dana White went with him. So when we say he promoted, because he does say this, I was the promoter. He's not doing the actual promotional job, and I do think that's relevant. It's
100% relevant. But the reason why I'm just saying he's now in boxing. He literally just negotiated a deal with Paramount for boxing. Yeah. Not for UFC, for boxing. Which is very relevant because right now, Al Heyman, who has PBC, which is another boxing promotional company, a real boxing promotional company, does not have a television deal. Neither does Top Rank, who is Bob Arum. They do not have a television deal. The two biggest promoters in America do not have a television deal. He just negotiated a television deal for boxing. Why that is so relevant is now he's just gone to the New York State Athletic Commission and they have now it's almost set in stone that they are going to overrule the Muhammad Ali Act.
That's a federal law.
Which is a federal law, it's like a law, but people are saying he's always been close with Trump and all of that. I don't even want to get into that. But that rule is now going to be void. And Oscar de la Hoya...
Just for him?
For everyone.
For everyone.
But the reason why it messes things up is because there's an ecosystem in boxing. Where currently right now, a lot of fighters are negotiating their own deals, fight by fight, and it's amazing. Because fighters have never been paid more now than ever. But that will instantly change if you sign with...
I don't even have to tell you how much is in the pot.
I don't have to tell you how much...
negotiate your salary for a company and you don't even know how much money the company makes?
Facts.
How can you make that decision? How can you? That's ridiculous. We see a lot of issues in sport generally. I think Jody and Lescott spoke about this. For other people, we've seen footballers go broke. You probably know a lot of footballers that struggle financially when they leave football. And there's a lot of like talk of, do athletes need more financial support, more financial education? In my opinion, no. That's their business, in my opinion. Because if you work for a normal day job, for a normal person with less privilege, man, don't help you manage your finances if you're an electrician, for example, but whatever. But this will make that way worse. Do you know what I mean? We're going to have people in boxing. Boxing is far more lethal than MMA. People put their lives on the line. In boxing, we have about 10 to 12, between 10 and 15 deaths every single year globally in boxing. Yeah, every year. Right? We've got like 2,000 deaths since records began in boxing. We don't really have people die in the UFC. So you should know what the counterbalance is to the risk when you step in the ring. And if you don't know, people like Dana are going to have not just the money from the site fees, not just the money from Paramount, but they will get a split of every Coca-Cola that's sold, every packet of peanuts that's sold, everything.
You're not allowed, like...
in the UFC, you're not even allowed... You know, in unboxing, they wear their own shorts.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that.
You're not allowed to do that.
You can't put your own brand...
Like,
so,
now that you're saying that, when I'm thinking, or when I watch anything to do UFC... It hasn't been really
very uniformed.
Yeah.
And any brand that you see is paying Dana.
Terence Crawford got paid 100 grand just to wear the prime necklace at the Errol Spence fight. 100 grand. Yep. Or, I don't know if it was 100 grand, it was at least because he's got paid six figures.
Yeah.
He said it was 6 figures.
Yeah,
so it was at least 100
multiple
grand.
hundreds of thousands, up to.
Just to put that on, he couldn't do that. He couldn't. One of the greatest things, and that's
stuff that's not even coming out of Dana's pocket. Do you know how greedy this is? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
greedy, bro.
You're making millions from the fight.
Why do you think this got made void?
Because it's money.
Because honestly, genuinely speaking, right now, every single promoter is against it in boxing. Every single promoter is against it in boxing. So it's not even like a rule that we was even trying to fight for. We weren't even.
It's not controversial.
It wasn't even a controversial rule.
Nobody in the world of boxing. Nobody in the world of boxing wants this.
No one wants this. Dana's literally just come in, and the reason why I think it is.
No one wants this.
No one wants it to be overturned.
No one wants it to be overturned. But the reason why it's coming, and I'll tell you why, and I know you aren't going to agree with me, but it's because he's going to tap into a market that both Eddie, Bob Arum, Al Heyman cannot tap into. And you know what that market is?
White Americans.
That's why. Yeah. Because Oscar is Latin. He's always been...
He has all the Latin
fighters. Al Heyman is all the black fighters. In the last, when was the last time we saw a white heavyweight or a white champion in America? You won't see it, bro. You just won't see it. He's going to tap into a whole entire new market that boxing hasn't tapped into. And that market, for the most part, unless whilst we're on camera, they're going to be Trump supporters, they're going to be reform voters or whatever they are. Obviously not reform, but the American version.
They might be, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be, and it's a whole entire market. And guess what? That's a market that has way more revenue than the third class or fourth class Mexican who just came here as an immigrant. Yeah. Way more money than the black Negroes flip it in
it's a market he can exploit.
He literally is exploiting a whole new market. There's 350 million people in America, bro. Of that, majority is white people. White people who literally do not give a crap about boxing right now. You wanna know why? Because boxing is all about who looks like me. That's why they always get this big black fighter and they try and market him in America with the black audience, whether it's Tank with all them rappers, Floyd with all of them rappers, or 50 Cent, or the Mexican guys with Cinco de Mayo.
What white American champions have there been in the last 10, 15 years period? You mentioned heavyweight. I think Caleb Plant was like fighting at world level. But I really can't think of it. Do you know what I mean?
Joe Smith Jr.
Another thing that they'll be able to do is create a closed loop. They're going to invent their own belt and they'll have their own closed loop tournament. They might have, like Shane said, if you're looking at the racial angle of this has just come to my head now. What they will do to get to sell these fights is they'll get a guy who's white. Let's say it's in England. I'm just using like levels, yeah. They'll get a white guy who's like European level, and they'll get some black brothers that are like super low level, and they'll just promote this guy, bracking up all the black men. Because at world level, we just don't really see that. Do you know what I'm saying? Black Americans specifically happen to be very, very good boxers.
Like Mexicans as well.
Like Mexicans as well. They have a very distinct style. So that they're going to use this to their own gains, basically.
Of course, 100%. And it's the worst thing that's ever happened. And I haven't heard anyone talk about this, like what we've just said, but that's literally the reason.
100%.
He's going to tap into and that's what, when you ask me why...
In 5 years, we've got the WBC, the IBF, the WBO, the WBA. in 5 years' time or even 2 years' time, there'll be a white guy that holds this new belt. They've invented their own belt, Zaffa boxing belt. There'll be a white guy that holds that belt. And there'll be other guys that hold the proper belts that have fought everyone from around the world. And white Americans will tell you, this guy that holds our belt, he's the proper guy.
And you want to know?
Guarantee.
Do you want to know why that would work? I'll tell you why that's working. Because Dana isn't stepping on anyone's toes when it comes to the market that he's reaching out to. So at the end of the day, whoever's got the most people and whoever speaks the loudest, that's what people are going to believe. And right now, that ain't going to make sense. But in 10, 15, 20 years time, when maybe even shorter. But I was going to say, no, but I was going to,
because of the political climate that we're in right now.
I was more saying, when you've got in 10, 15 years time, you're going to have a new generation of people that's going to see Zuffa boxing as the creme, and that's what they're going to go to. So even if you got WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF, you're going to win all of that and then have to sign to Dana to then be the real champion in the eyes of everyone. And when you sign to Dana, you're basically signing to this. You're sliding a slave contract, bro. You know what I'm saying? He ain't ever, and if he does it with Saudi, bro, this is one. If he does it with Saudi,
they have the money to outpay.
If he does it with Saudi, bro, we're talking about flipping Kizzy and Kunta Kente and them things. We're talking about real
Mandingo
slavery
fighting,
now, bro.
Real
We're talking about real Mandingo slavery fighting, and this would make every single pound and penny Turkey's put into boxing make sense.
100%.
It would make every pound. All of that hundreds of millions that he's put into boxing so far, it would make everything make sense.
I told you a lot before. As soon as my man came into boxing, I said he's here to make a profit. All you idiots have said to me, you don't care about the money. What rich person don't care about money? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Facts.
Everybody cares about money.
Literally.
What we do?
Only people that don't care about money is homeless, broke people. Bro.
That's like saying a gal can't be a hoe because she's too pretty. You ain't met no gal before.
Literally.
You ain't met no gal before. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, these men are tried and tested and proven colonizers, blood.
Facts.
So
and
that's what they're gonna do.
Turkey as well, bro.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I said. These men,
literally. The Arab and these men,
they're gonna do what they do, bro.
Putting an Arab person and an American white person together, that is like, bro, I don't even know. That's
so
like,
when was this overturned?
It hasn't happened yet, but they're in the process of fighting it.
They're fighting it right now.
But Dana White's a known friend of Donald Trump.
And what happened this
and Donald
week,
Trump is doing mad shit right now in politics.
Week, California's the head of the California State Athletic Commission, he's literally backed it. So he's pretty much publicized his vote in favor of Dana White. He has already done it. So he obviously, I assume it's a committee and there's a few people that have to put a vote in, but the head has already said, I'm with Dana White on this.
And you said so far you've not really heard many people even speak about this.
No, they've spoken about it, but they don't speak. They have to be.
The reason they're not talking about it is because the big fight, American boxing, is not quiet, but it's quieter at the moment. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of champions that are not American. There's a lot from Eastern Europe.
A lot of champions who are fighting in Saudi now.
There are a lot of people that are fighting in Saudi. So a lot of people are not really talking about it because it doesn't affect them now. It will affect them in 10 years. And reality, who the fuck cares about 10 years? Do you know what I mean?
Specifically when you're making so much paper.
Doctors tell man, if you keep smoking cigarettes, you'll die in 10 years. Man, keep smoking cigarettes. Man don't care. 10 years feels like forever. But real quick, 10 years is gone. And when you're on your deathbed, you say, shit, where'd that 10 years go?
Trust me, and boxing is a very selfish sport, bro. If I'm, let's say, look at Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr., they're about to fight in Saudi. I couldn't give a crap about what happens in 10 years, but I'm about to make life-changing money. Yeah. Crawford just made life-changing money.
Everyone's a mercenary, Everyone's a mercenary.
Everyone's a mercenary, bro. And I don't blame them still.
Like I say, it's life on the line, blood, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is, bro. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it, bro.
That's it. OnlyFacts Sports, you know what I'm saying? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you guys think about Parker versus Wardley. I want predictions in the chat. Don't come to me after the fight and say, I always knew that was going to happen.
I knew it.
You man love to do that.
But live for the games as well, the Man United and Arsenal games.
You live for Man United this week?
Nah, what day is it? Saturday?
Sunday. I don't know. No, it's Saturday, I think.
If it's Sunday, I'm live. If it's Saturday, I'm
You need to write it down in the notes.
Yeah?
Must be Sunday, because you said Saturday there's no big game.
I said both weekends there's no big game. Well, we're live for Arsenal, definitely, and we're definitely live for Fabio Wardley.
I'm live on Saturday night for Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley. I'm live on Sunday for Arsenal versus Palace. Then I'm live on Tuesday for Arsenal versus Brighton, Burnley versus Arsenal, and the same night as Burnley versus Arsenal on the 1st of November, we've got Josh Buatsi and versus Zach Parker in Manchester, which is going to be relevant because we could be looking at potential future opponents for Ben Whittaker. And I'm firmly on the Ben Whittaker hate train.
Anything coming up?
Yeah, what have you got going on? Where can the man then find you?
Well, just find me on onenathansmith.com.
Yep.
One Nathan Smith on Instagram.
Hashtag United. Support hashtag United.
Up the tags and all of that. And yeah, man, we're gonna have the football podcast dropping very, very soon, and some wellness podcasts as well. So yeah, man, stay tuned.
Wicked.
Facts. You said you got some juices, or you going off camera?
No, I was meant to drink it on camera, but I forgot. We just got into the roll early doors.
You could have just got up and got it.
You
bro.
could get-
These things get over here, blood.
Right, you see, when you're not a boxing man, but you gotta listen to everything.
Yeah,
I
fair
hear you
enough,
still,
fair
but
enough.
Case of getting up because I know I can't just. So I need.
I'm not gonna lie. We've had a few people that's on this show that's they. I why for the statement I was about to say, so I'm not even gonna say it. They've been absorbed by us,
Hey,
us's words, and they literally just sit as a passenger in. Not even Ricky. I'm talking about other people we've had on the show still. So
Name names, man.
nah, I'm not doing that.
Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
no, like I said, because it's interesting. Everything you lot are saying is facts, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's only
So,
facts.
Only facts, bro.
We got the merch. We got the merch.
I have to pay attention when you're chatting because I'm like, yo, I need to understand certain. Because for me, I love boxing at the same time. Well, yeah, I might not watch it all of the time, but when you're talking about some of these things, I'm not aware of it.
Boxing is difficult to follow because everything's a storyline and a narrative. It's like watching EastEnders. If you don't watch EastEnders for 6 months, you're completely
You're
out
completely
of
out
it.
of
Whereas
it.
in football, you follow a team. You could not watch Arsenal for a year. Quickly say, where did Arsenal finish last year? Second. Okay, so we could, and you could just jump back into it next
Yeah.
year. Boxing's very difficult. You do boxing for a year. Everyone's different. It's
Yeah,
all different
everyone's
characters.
completely
I
different,
put on
bro.
EastEnders. I was gonna say when I first come home, I put on EastEnders. I didn't recognize none of the characters.
Yeah,
Who are
yeah,
these
yeah.
people? Do you know what I'm saying?
Facts,
So
facts, facts.
that's just what it is. But yeah, peace and love. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're out. Love.